We have breaking news as the final extension that we are expecting this offseason has been done. Jalen Williams has finally signed his rookie max extension with the Oklahoma City Thunder. This secures the OKC trio of Shai, Chet, and Dub until 2030 for the next 5 seasons. Secures them all the way through the decade. And this is a kind of, a coming of age moment, all right? No more of the what ifs, what could have happened with, the James Harden trade. We don't have to worry about that anymore as the Thunder and Clay Bennett decided to pay up and pay Jalen Williams with the money that he deserves. So we're going to go ahead and break down the contract in today's video, kind of talk about the implications of these three making max deals for the next few seasons, what's going to happen, what to kind of expect, and if the Thunder can handle the, mad villain that comes in of the second apron, as some teams have already faced the repercussions of the second apron and this CBA right now. But before we get into all that though, quick moment to recognize, as always, 6,121 of you guys are currently subscribed to this channel. Thank you guys for the growth that you've shown us this summer and off season so far here at Thunder Digest. We still have a good amount of you guys that watch these videos that are not yet subscribed to the channel. So if you enjoyed the content we're putting out here on a daily basis, you find yourself coming back all the time, or if you're new and you're enjoying what we're doing here at Thunder Digest, you want to support, the best way to do so is just by hitting that subscribe button. Let's hit 7,000 before the end of the month, before the end of July here. With that out of the way, let's go ahead, get into talking about this rookie max extension Jalen Williams just signed. As we know, early in July, all right, about a week ago exactly to this day, I think, Shai signed his Supermax extension where he'll be making 35% of the salary cap once it goes into effect. Then Chet Holmgren signed his rookie max extension, which was worth 25% of the salary cap, the same amount that Paolo Banchero is making. Yeah, I thought he should have made less because of the injury concerns, but when you look at potential and what he can do and really the impact he did have with the team his first season here, he is deserving of that money. He brought the team from a 10th seed all the way to a 1 seed when he came back healthy. So yeah, he's deserving that money. Now it's Jalen Williams as he has officially signed his contract right here. Breaking news, Oklahoma City Thunder All-NBA star and champion Jalen Williams has agreed to a 5-year maximum rookie contract extension that could reach $287 million. Agents Bill Duffy and Justin Hayes of WME Basketball told ESPN. That is a lot of money right there. That is a lot of money, $287 million, okay, over 5 years. Now that's 30% of the cap. Breaks down into smaller numbers here, but after becoming the second youngest team in NBA history to win a title, the Thunder now have long-term commitments from their big three of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 26 years old, Jalen Williams, 24 years old, and Chet Holmgren, 23 years old, to play together the rest of the decade as they enter their primes. That's a crazy thing. They're just now entering their primes. Shai's just now entering his prime. Chet and J-Dub aren't in their primes yet. They can still improve tremendously throughout the years, okay? The Thunder are set up for the future right now. They are truly set up for the future. No one can compete with them quite like the Thunder can. And, Jalen Williams definitely deserves this, all right? Jalen Williams' new rookie max extension worth of $287 million is fully guaranteed with no player or team options. Sources told The Athletic. That's something interesting I found here. I want to go and point it out before I get into more stuff here about the deal. But this right here, the Thunder have the resources to be sustainable for the foreseeable future. 14 firsts in the next 7 years, including a potential of 4 in 2026. Revenue stream, new arena in 2028. National TV contract and possible expansion. Contract staggered in the future. SGA doesn't start until 2027, 2028. So we don't got to worry about his Supermax for another 2 to 3 seasons. And then the 5th lowest payroll since 2020 to 2021. That is absolutely huge. And this is the coolest thing about it, all right? Shams talked about it real quick. But the coolest part about it is that these three guys aren't already in their primes, all right? Or they're about to be in the back end of it. Shai is just entering his and about to be 27. Chet is 23, and J-Dub is 24. Development isn't linear, but it's hard not to feel very, very good about this. Winning is hard, and nothing is guaranteed, but good, sustainable basketball is important. OKC gets that for the next half decade. Those three will give you a chance at it every year, and that's all you can ask for. So right there, as you can see, look, the Thunder are set up perfectly to compete for the next few years with Shai and Dub and Chet, all right? You do have to worry about the contracts a little bit. That is a worry that goes into it a ton with the era of the second apron right now as well. So this is what Shams had to say about it with the deal. The Thunder will enter their 3rd season of title contention in 2025-2026 while being under the luxury tax, a byproduct of having a unique roster built around 3 young stars and key rotation finds on long deals to provide depth in 2026-2027. The Thunder project The Thunder project to have a payroll of $246 million, which will take them over the first and second apron, according to ESPN's Bobby Marks. However, unlike recent high-spending teams, Oklahoma City has the flexibility with $77 million in non-guaranteed contracts. Oklahoma City has dozens of draft picks and has structured their contracts in future years to put them in a position to keep the core of the roster together for the foreseeable future. So as you can see right there, the Thunder, Sam Presti has lined this up perfectly to where he doesn't have to worry about the second apron all that much. Yeah, they'll have to go into it. And even talked about in a end of season press conference where they won't feel the effects of the CBA until the new one in 2028. That's when the new one will, they'll talk about a new collective bargaining agreement in 2028. That's when all these contracts go into play and they really have to worry about the second apron. By then, with the new CBA, it might actually be able to benefit the Thunder and teams like them where, okay, it benefits teams that keep their homegrown talent and pay them the money that they deserve. Maybe it, restructures contracts a way that it works out better for players that have spent majority of their career with that team or they were drafted by that team and stay with them through all the time that they were, rebuilding or in contention. Maybe it helps them out in that way. Maybe it doesn't help them out. So they won't feel the repercussions of the second apron and all these contracts until the new CBA is talked about. And like I just said, that CBA could actually benefit the Thunder. But let's go ahead and take a look at the payroll. I know this is very zoomed out, okay? This is just kind of getting a projection. You can pause and look at it anytime. But as you can see, there are a ton of team options in the 2026-2027 season. Isaiah Hartenstein and Lu Dort, the big ones. Lu Dort could be extended this summer. Could it happen? Maybe. Could it wait till next, summer? Then they decline and sign like they did with so many guys. Aaron Wiggins, Isaiah Joe, Jay Will, AJ Mitchell. Maybe. That could be an option. 100%. Isaiah Hartenstein is more than likely done. I doubt he declines and signs because he could be making $20 million on a team. And realistically, the Thunder would only be able to pay him, 12 to 15. I don't know if he's going to take that much of a pay cut after winning a ring or two. I just don't see that happening, being honest about it. Kenrich Williams is on a team option. Do they decline and sign him? I don't know. Cason Wallace as well. Do they decline and sign him? No telling. Nikola Topic. No telling. No clue as well. So all these guys, there's no telling what they're going to do with them. My best option, my best judgment, what I can see going in here, Isaiah Hartenstein next season is his last. Kenrich Williams, that is his last as well, all right? You try to decline and sign Lu Dort if you can, along with Cason Wallace on cheap contracts before they start to win more accolades, especially Cason Wallace, before he becomes this all-defensive level player that people think he can be. Nikola Topic, you probably pick up that team option, and then the next year you decline and sign him as well. There's just a ton of options that you can do going forward with that. There's also some other players that will be going into their last season, last year of the contract in 2026, 2027 as well. Am I seeing that correctly? No, actually, I'm wrong about that. They wouldn't be going into it. They'll be close to it, all right? Isaiah Joe is an example of this. He'd have a team option in 2027, 2028. That last year, they could be talking about, look, do we want to trade him, decline and sign? What do we do? Pick up the team option, then trade him for more picks? What's the plan right here? So there's a lot of players like that down the road where they have to look at it. Thomas Sorber, AJ Mitchell as well. Those kind of guys right there. Jay Will, I bet they try to decline and sign him. Aaron Wiggins is on a team option that last year as well in 2028 to 2029. So you have good players on cheap and tradable contracts. Alex Caruso is another one, as you can see right there. His contract increases in value over time. But let's say, you have to choose between Lu Dort, Alex Caruso. I'm personally picking Lu Dort over Alex Caruso for a guy I want to keep on the team. I trade Caruso and put some of that money into Lu Dort's contract, try to pay him $23-24 million a year. That's what I try to do. But the Thunder are set up fine, and like we talked about earlier with Bobby Marks, all right, they have the resources to be sustainable for the foreseeable future. 14 firsts in the next 7 years, including a potential of 4 in the next draft, where they can live with, losing a Kenrich Williams and Isaiah Hartenstein, and potentially even a Lu Dort, even though I don't think that's going to happen. Revenue stream, like we said, new arena, that's where they're going to be making a lot of money, where they can afford to pay the tax, and possible expansion, where this will force the cap to increase a little bit, and more teams means more money made for the NBA because of jersey sales, TV revenue, that kind of stuff. The contracts are staggered, and they're on the 5th lowest payroll since 2020 and 2021. So, as you can see, the Thunder are set up perfectly. Even with this Jalen Williams extension, the Chet Holmgren extension, the Shai Gilgeous-Alexander extension, the Thunder are fine. They're going to be absolutely fine, and they will be able to thrive in this era of the CBA, and potentially even more when the new CBA is agreed upon. So that's all I got for this video. Let me know what you guys personally think about the Jalen Williams extension. Are you guys worried about the second apron whatsoever? That's all I got. See you guys in the next one.